Hello everyone and welcome to the Glory of the Argus Raider Achievement Guide. This achievement consists of 11 achievements from Antoran's The Burning Throne raid, and completing it will reward you with the Antoran Gloomhound Flying Mount. Now this video will be pretty long, so you can check the video description below for navigation links in case you're looking for a specific achievement. For the first achievement you will have to defeat Garothi Worldbreaker after decimating 16 Blightscale worms. While these worms are not targetable, you can give your raid assist so they can place world markers on top of them. Once someone is targeted by decimation, that player will have to move near a worm in order to get it killed. Make sure you kill the Annihilator in the first intermission and then slow down the DPS on the boss so you don't push him into the second intermission where you will be forced to kill the Decimator. Note that you don't have to count how many worms have been killed, just track the achievement and once it turns white, you can kill the boss. For the second achievement, you will have to defeat the Felhounds of Sargeras. Well, they are both afflicted with 5 stacks of Fel imbuement. During the fight, several pools of orange and purple color will spawn throughout the room. The tanks will have to bring each Felhound to the pool that matches their own color in order to get a stack of Fel imbuement. Note that the Fel imbuement stacks get removed if the Felhounds come close to each other, so make sure that the tanks are vocal, or have someone call out where to move the Felhounds by using world markers. Once both Farg and Shatuk have 5 stacks, you can pop Time Warp, kill the Felhounds, and you'll get the achievement. The third achievement is pretty straightforward. Whoever goes inside the Engineer's pod must not place more than 3 Fel Shield emitters. Don't forget that Admiral Svirax is going to cast Fusillade 6 times while she is not active, so make sure to use raid cooldowns when you run out of Fel Shield emitters. For Hasabel's achievement, you have to defeat her after opening a Chaotic Rift. And to do that, one player must be affected by all 3 debuffs from each platform at the same time. Bear in mind that this can only be done in phase 1, which ends when the boss reaches 90%, so make sure to not DPS the boss at all. To make this achievement easier, you can have one player bring the ever-burning flames closer to the green platform. After that, another player can pick up the cloying shadows from the purple platform, and then go to the green platform to pick up the ever-burning flames and the caustic slime. Combining these 3 debuffs will open a Chaotic Rift, which will pull you constantly towards the back of the room. From there, just execute the fight as you normally would, kill the boss and you'll get the achievement. For Eonar's achievement, you will need to collect the 5 orbs of life within her sanctuary. The first orb spawns on the platform, which is connected to the lower and upper tracks with jump pads. Upon entering the sanctuary, the platform is straight ahead. The second orb spawns on one of the pillars at the door close to the middle path, which is the door you enter the sanctuary through. The third orb spawns underneath Eonar's Essence platform, which is located to the left upon entering the sanctuary. The fourth orb spawns between the 2 pillars underneath the upper path and is close to the first orb. The 5th orb spawns on a balcony far forward from the entrance to the sanctuary, which you can reach by using the extra action button. Once all 5 orbs are picked up, everyone in the raid group will get credit for it and obtain the achievement. For Imonar's achievement, you will have to defeat him after triggering every trap on the bridge. In the first intermission, Imonar will race into the air and fly along the bridge, leaving several traps along the path. Pulse grenades will knock back all nearby players, while stasis traps will cause all nearby players to get stunned for 8 seconds when they are triggered. Players can use defensive cooldowns or immunities to reduce incoming damage, however the stun and knockback effects from either trap will bypass immunities. Dispels will be necessary, and if you have multiple priests in your raid group, they can rotate mass dispels. In the second intermission, in addition to the pulse grenades and stasis traps from the previous intermission, you'll also have to trigger blast wires and shrapnel blasts. Blast wires will deal a large amount of damage to the entire raid, while shrapnel blasts will deal damage and apply a dot to anyone nearby when they are triggered. Due to the large amount of raid-wide damage from triggering blast wires, it is best to save all significant raid and healing cooldowns for the second intermission. For Kinkarot's achievement, you will want to have your entire raid group stay in melee range of the boss, and only detonate the diabolic bombs that spawn in melee. When phase 2 starts, have your raid use movement increase abilities such as Stampeding Roar and dodge all the bombs on your way to the Garothi constructs. Diabolic bombs spawn very frequently throughout the entire fight, so you shouldn't worry if you blow up 1 or 2 by mistake. If the boss is at low health and you have 9 active bombs, and then the intermission starts, then it's better to just wait for the phase to end and then nuke the boss. Use time warp, potions, and cooldowns. For a Varimathras achievement, you will have to defeat him without triggering Alone in the Darkness. Alone in the Darkness is triggered whenever a player is not within 8 yards of another player. To deal with this mechanic, tanks should never move during the entire fight, while melee and ranged stick to their own groups. Varimathras casts Marked Prey every 35 to 40 seconds, which will knock back the first target that he gets in contact with. Quite a few classes can deal with this mechanic without triggering Alone in the Darkness, such as rogues with Shadow Step, monks with Transcendence, or warriors with Intervene. This achievement is pretty straightforward and easy. However, how you deal with the adds depends on your RNG. If you get the Machinations of Amanthol as your first, second, or third torment, then you should kill all of them since your healers might struggle keeping everyone alive, and then wait for another wave to spawn. If you get the Machinations of Amanthol as your fourth torment, then this is the ideal scenario as you can use time warp, potions, and cooldowns and then nuke the boss. For Aggramar's achievement, you will have to transform an Ember into a manifestation. To accomplish that, the Ember has to get hit twice by Aggramar's Taishalak technique combo. First, you will want to let an Ember move away from the edge of the platform, and then have a Warlock banish it. In case you don't have any Warlocks, you can use Freezing Trap, Entangling Roots, or other crowd controls. However, make sure that everyone stops DPS on the boss to avoid any kind of accidental cleave, which might end up breaking the crowd control. The Taishalak technique is Foebreaker, Flame Rend, Foebreaker, Flame Rend, Searing Tempest, and you can set focus on the Ember and check its debuffs to see if any ability has missed. Note that you have to transform the Ember of Taishalak within a single phase, or else it will detonate. And because of this, you should do it right after the first intermission. Once the Ember has transformed into a manifestation, you can kill it, then kill the boss, and you'll get the achievement. To get the Stardust Crusaders achievement, you will first have to get to phase 4 and then bring Argus down to about 5% health. Now, whenever the boss spawns 5 reorigination modules, you will have to kill them and then have 6 to 8 DPS die from the reorigination pulse or deadly scythe. On the next wave of reorigination modules, use time warp, potions, cooldowns, and nuke all 6 of them. Assign one person inside the spirit world to make a short countdown so that everyone starts picking up motes at the exact same time. Use the weak provided in the video description below to track Kaskaroth's energy, and if your raid group picked up enough motes within 5 seconds, it will inform you about that in raid chat. Once the requirement is met, you can kill the boss and get the achievement. That wraps it up. For more tips and tricks, as well as the written version of this guide, you can check the video description below. If this guide was helpful to you, then make sure to like the video and sub with notifications on in order to stay up to date with new content. And good luck with your achievements, you can do it!